Democrats have always seen impeachment as Donald Trump's kryptonite, a swift and effective way of ending his political life. And they've been promising to pull that switch since he got in office.
The walls feel like they are closing in on the Trump administration right now, and I'm not sure that they can hold them off for much longer.
The walls are closing in and everyone is freaking out.
The walls are closing in. The wheels are coming off the bus.
The walls are closing in on President Trump.
The walls are closing in with Trump on the defense.
The walls are closing in on the Trump White House.
All of the walls are closing in at this point.
The walls are closing in fast on Donald Trump.
They've talked about it so much, in fact, it almost became too much. Some would have been forgiven for thinking it was all bark and no bite. Yet this week, to the surprise of some and delight of others, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced that they're pushing the red button.
The actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the president's betrayal of his oath of office, betrayal of our national security, and betrayal of the integrity of our elections. Therefore, today, I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry.
The launching of the inquiry signals the very start of the proceedings that could eventually end up with impeachment and even Trump losing office. So what was that thing that was convincing enough for the Democrats to finally buckle up, take a deep breath and say,
"Yes, we can"?
An anonymous whistleblower sounded an alarm with the national intelligence over Donald Trump's conversation with the Ukrainian president, Vladimir Zelensky. During the conversation, Trump suggested that his counterpart investigate his most likely rival in the 2020 election, Joe Biden, and his son Hunter, over their business in Ukraine. Apparently, as vice president at the time, Biden Sr. might have blackmailed the previous Ukrainian administration into closing a corruption investigation into a gas company his son had an executive role at.
I said, "You're not getting the billion. I'm going to be leaving here." And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, "I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money." Well, son of a got fired.
Trump seems to be in all sorts of trouble following Pelosi's announcement. He's openly accused of extortion, as well as of asking a foreign state to meddle in America's presidential election. Sounds familiar. Nobody knows for sure, though, what exactly Trump's words were. But the Democrats put all their trust in that whistleblower, expecting a bombshell collusion story. And then Trump releases the transcript.
There's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that, so whatever you can do would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution, so if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me.
The issue of the investigation of the case is actually the issue of making sure to restore the honesty, so we will take care of that, and we'll work on the investigation of the case. I would kindly ask if you have any additional information that you can provide to us. It would be very helpful for the investigation.
No matter what side you're on, that was hardly a bombshell. A firecracker at best. It gets rough for both camps. The transcript's not word for word, but rather a recollection of events by witnesses. It's vague to the point of a Rorschach test. Anyone can interpret it the way they want to, and so they do.
Like any mafia boss, the president didn't need to say, "That's a nice country you have. It'd be a shame if something happened to it," because that was clear from the conversation. There is no quid pro quo necessary to betray your country or your oath of office, even though many read this as a quid pro quo. I'm not concerned whether it is a quid pro quo or not.
Now, every side's got a lot at stake in this game, but it's the Democrats who have gone all in. There's no way back and no more chips in the bank. The impeachment bazooka can fire only one round. So they apply the whole arsenal of political stunts. In this video, for instance, Democrat Adam Schiff is giving a masterclass in reading between the lines in the transcript that everyone's seen.
I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it, on this and on that. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked.
And sure enough, there was no way in hell Hillary Clinton, the person with the biggest bone to pick with Trump, could have remained a bystander in this.
This occupant of the Oval Office poses a clear and present danger to our future, to our democracy. He's endangered us all by putting his personal and political interests ahead of the interests of the American people.
As for the woman who announced the impeachment in the first place, she seemed keen to invoke the memory of the Russia saga and the hysteria that went with it.
As we saw with Russian interference, and by the way, I think Russia has a hand in this, by the way.
Democrats have backed themselves into a corner, and the path the impeachment will follow as of now is a make-or-break situation.